Hello and welcome to Zoomshare Video Help. I'm Sarah, and this video is dedicated to how to work with your pages in Site Manager. Let's get started. Okay, the first step that I need to take to access the Site Manager is, of course, log into my Zoomshare website tools, which I'm going to do now. And I will type in my username and password. And click Login. And once I am successfully logged in, I will click over to Site Manager. Since Site Manager is primarily used to work with the pages of your site, I'll start by discussing the variety of options you have available to you in terms of what to do with your pages, and then also touch on the other items and additional functionality that Site Manager offers. This table offers a number of rows and columns that you can see that displays the pages on your site and allows you to make a variety of changes to those types of pages. I'll start with the left-hand side of this column, page type. And that, as you can see by this drop-down list, allows you to select the type of pages that will display on your site. Many of our users select web page as their home page type, but you can actually select anything. And I'll start by just noting that you can actually have only one photos page set, one blog page, one calendar page, and you can have one links page, and also, if you wish, you can have one profile page set. But you can have multiple web pages, and actually you can add up to 100 pages to your site. The majority of those would be web pages though, since you can only have one type of the other types of pages. And as you can see, I have 15 active pages on my site, but I'd actually like to add another. And you can start adding additional pages to your site once you've reached the maximum of 10 on the screen, which is what you'll see when you first open your Zoomshare site. You have 10 pages available to you, but you can add additional pages beyond 10 by clicking Add a New Page. And that automatically adds another row to this grid of pages, and I'm just going to name it Test for the purposes of a quick ability to show you how to do this. And then that page is set to active, so that will display on my site, and I'm going to save changes. Always want to save your changes frequently when making any changes to your website. So I've added this test page to my site, and I actually want to move the positioning over. So I'm going to look all the way over to the right-hand side of this table and look at the order column, which has an up arrow in light blue and a down arrow in dark blue. So what I want to do, since I want to move this page up, is press the up arrow, and it moves it up one row. I want to move it up again. Okay, now it's above my happy page. And so now that the positioning is correct, I'm going to save my changes. So now we know what types of pages are available to us and how to order them. But I want to draw your attention to the page name column and let you know that, of course, this is where you can change the names of your pages. So if I wanted to call this my smile page, I could do that now just by modifying the text in that field. I could also password protect individual pages. So by selecting the checkbox next to the page I want to password protect. So for example, if I want to password protect my photos page, I can do that by selecting this checkbox. And yes, I'm sure I want to. And then I would actually assign here a username and password for that individual page, and I would only give that out to individuals that want, that I give authorized access to the page. So once I've done that, I'm going to save my changes. And my photos page is now password protected. And finally, I want to draw your attention to the status column. And actually, this is quite important because setting a page to inactive status basically deletes the content from that page. So I just created the smile page. And if I've decided I actually don't want that page active on my site, I can set the status to inactive. The only concern there is that once I save my changes, all of the content of the page will be lost. So I want to be sure that I am perfectly okay with losing the content on that page. And actually I'm not, so I'm going to make sure it's set to active status, and then again save my changes. And they were saved. And that, in a nutshell, is primarily how you use and work with the pages of your site. But since there are a variety of other things you can do, I'll also touch on those items. You can change your website title, and of course the title is what appears at the very top of your browser, even above the address bar. And as you can see, I already have a title there, but you want to make sure that your title is descriptive of your website so that you have the best chance of obtaining ranking in the search engine. Many search engines actually note the website title when they're calling your site, and that can be important for search engine optimization purposes. So you definitely want to be sure that your title is descriptive of your website. You can also edit your meta tags in that vein, and meta tags are also used to optimize your site for the search engines. So you want to make sure that these fields are filled out in the Edit My Meta Tags feature, and you put your name in the author field and a description of your website in the description field, and keywords, which would be words that you would enter into the search engine that you think people that would potentially visit your site would enter into a search engine would be entered into this field. And keywords can be individual words or short phrases separated by commas. So once you're done making those changes to your meta tags for search engine optimization purposes, you click Publish My Meta Tags. And that can actually take a few seconds to propagate on the site. And it is important to note that making changes to your meta tags isn't actually something you can see on the outside of your site. It's changed in the code of your site and is used for search engine purposes. So that's done. I can also change my site style, which is the look and feel and color of my website, by clicking that button, which will give me a list of the pre-formatted templates that we offer. And once I find one that I like, I think I did, and it's the sunflowers template, so I'm going to click Apply Style, and that takes a few seconds to propagate on the website as well. And it is important to note that after you've made changes to your website, always to save frequently, but also when you're looking at your site after making changes, to refresh your browser or clear your browsing history, because there's a very good chance that your browser has stored a previous version of your site. So now that that's done, I wanted to draw your attention to the Include Google search box on all pages feature, which appears underneath Add a New Page. And by clicking that checkbox, that will, in the upper right-hand corner of your site, for your viewers to see, will include a custom Google search box, which is actually small and unobtrusive, that will allow your site visitors to search your site, search Zoomshare, and search Google. So I actually want to enable that, and I'm going to save my changes now. Okay, they're saved, and I'm going to take a look at the changes I've made to my site. Okay, so now I've had a chance to take a look at my site, and I can see the variety of changes I've made. I'm going to press the F5 refresh button to make sure I'm looking at the most current version of my site, and it looks like I am. And so you can see I've changed my site style to sunflowers. Here's the Google custom search box in the upper right-hand corner. I've password protected my photos page. Not going to enter in the username and password now, but you can see that I would be prompted to. And I've added my smile page but with no content yet because I haven't had a chance to add it in my web page editor. So that, in a nutshell, is what you can do with Site Manager, which is a whole lot. So I certainly hope that this video has been helpful. You can reach us on the web at www.zoomshare.com or at customer service@zoomshare.com. Thank you.